There's something profoundly captivating about a woman who carries more than just time with her. She brings presence, awareness, and a magnetic quality that needs no explanation. It's as if every move she makes holds untold stories, and her silence speaks louder than 1,000 words. What makes her so unforgettable? What causes her to become the center of attention without even trying? It's not her age that defines this, but the way she walks, speaks, and observes, with calm, certainty, and authenticity. Why do some women become so impactful without making an effort? And what is so powerful about someone who no longer needs approval to feel valuable? The answer lies in the essence of a woman who has moved through phases, endured storms, and chose not to lose herself in trying to please everyone. She doesn't carry others' insecurities. She carries self-awareness. And that, in itself, is incredibly attractive. This video isn't about magical solutions or idealized youth. It's a space where we honor the value that only time can build. Because a mature woman doesn't need to adapt to expectations. She already knows she wasn't made to fit into molds. She was made to claim her own place in the world, with truth and conviction. Before we continue, I invite you to write this phrase in the comments, something to remember every day. My maturity is my greatest attraction. This affirmation is a reminder of all you've built within. That time hasn't taken anything from you. It has only revealed your strongest parts. And if you believe other women need to hear this too, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who carries a strength that cannot go unnoticed. Every interaction helps this message reach further. Together, we amplify a truth that deserves to be heard. Maturity is power. Now let's move on to the first quality that makes a woman truly irresistible. The confidence that comes from within and depends on no one else. A woman who truly values herself doesn't go searching for a missing half. She sees herself as whole. Her presence in a relationship comes not from need, but from choice. And even in silence, that presence is deeply felt. It draws in those ready to build, and filters out what only brings confusion. Unlike the past, she no longer gets swept away by emotional chaos. She's learned that not everything deserves a reaction, and that some arguments are just shortcuts to exhaustion. Her calmness isn't emotional detachment, it's balance. She's cried over things she now meets with silence. She's begged, shouted, gave too much. So now, she chooses to respond with thoughtfulness. She doesn't play jealousy games, doesn't fuel pointless conflict, and knows exactly where her peace ends. She picks her battles wisely, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. She knows that feeling good in her own skin is worth more than winning an argument or clinging to something that hurts. Her emotional steadiness changes the atmosphere around her. Where others lose control, she brings clarity. Where many raise their voices, she speaks with calm authority. And men, often expecting emotional chaos, find in her a place of peace. She doesn't overreact, she solves. She doesn't threaten, she communicates. And for those who want a stable connection, that's a true relief. But it's not just her serenity that stands out. She also holds a striking clarity about what she wants, and what she'll never accept again. She's moved past the stage of doubts, fears, and harmful concessions. Now, she knows the value of her time and the weight of her energy. She won't waste herself on empty promises, unclear connections, or emotional crumbs. She speaks her mind with grace, but without hesitation. Her boundaries are clear, her stance is strong, and her presence leaves a lasting impression. She doesn't need to raise her voice to be heard. Her clarity speaks for her, and that, more than anything, commands respect, not because she asks for it, but because it comes naturally. When a woman stands with conviction, it shows, in her eyes, her stride, and her tone. She doesn't waver, doesn't contradict herself, and doesn't lose her way trying to please. Her posture reflects something rare today: certainty, and that strength, by itself, is powerfully attractive. In a world full of doubt, she becomes a reference point, someone who knows what she wants and won't settle for less than she deserves. This clarity doesn't make her arrogant, it makes her discerning. She doesn't chase, beg, or insist where there is no reciprocity. She positions herself with grace in a space where only those who truly value her can remain. And precisely because of that, she draws in men who appreciate what's within, not just what's on the surface. But her presence goes far beyond firmness. What truly leaves a mark on those who approach her is the depth of her conversations. She doesn't settle for empty remarks or surface-level exchanges. Her mind, shaped by life experience, turns every dialogue into a meaningful exchange. Speaking with her is always a revelation. Each lived moment has given her a new lens through which she sees the world. She listens with care, responds with insight, and shares with depth. While many get lost in shallow talk, she brings reflections that resonate, stories that teach, words that linger. And this inner richness is what captivates. Beauty may draw attention, but it's the mind that keeps interest alive. Men who seek something real find in her not only companionship, but inspiration. She's the kind of woman who sparks thought, encourages growth, and makes every moment feel intentional. Not because she's trying to impress, but because she's genuinely herself. And when that happens, there's no comparison. She doesn't have to be hard to get to be unforgettable. It's her authenticity that makes her irreplaceable. Now take a moment. Which of these qualities of maturity do you see in yourself, or find most inspiring? Share it in the comments. This space is ours, created for women who proudly recognize the strength that only time can reveal. Independence isn't just emotional, it's also in how she manages her financial life. She knows what she wants, works with intention, and builds her reality without waiting for someone else to clear her path. She takes control of her life with courage and planning. That autonomy brings more than just stability. It offers the freedom to choose from the heart, not from need. She's not with someone for convenience. She's there by choice. And this steady, conscious, and secure stance earns deep respect. She doesn't want someone to rescue her, but to walk beside her. Because she knows love is not built on lack, it's built on fullness. That's why her presence draws others in with such power. She comes from abundance, not emptiness. And this inward gaze, this life built from her own truth, makes her stand out, strong, memorable, and deeply impactful. This same woman who lives in independence expresses her elegance in a completely personal way. She doesn't get lost in trends or worry about fleeting styles. With time, she's discovered what enhances her essence, what reflects her identity, and how to show up with authenticity. Her style is a natural extension of who she is. She doesn't need to go over the top to be seen. Her presence speaks louder than accessories. She holds a rare harmony between simplicity and sophistication, one that can't be taught, only earned. And elegance isn't just in her clothes. It's in the steady gaze, the gentle movements, the calm voice that reflects self-control and inner strength. And above all, one trait defines her. She is authentic. She doesn't twist herself to fit in, doesn't mold her life to please. She knows her essence is her greatest asset. She doesn't change her nature to gain approval, nor does she hide her strength to seem more palatable. She doesn't apologize for her presence. And that confidence, so raw and unapologetic, is what makes her unforgettable. Because someone who is whole, without masks, doesn't need applause, just space to be. In a world where so many try to conform, being authentic is a trait that never goes unnoticed. There's something undeniably magnetic about a woman who's unafraid to stand out, who doesn't dilute her truth to make others comfortable, and who walks at ease in her own skin. That kind of authenticity can't be learned, mimicked, or manufactured. It's something you feel. It lives in her eyes, in the tone of her voice, in the certainty behind her decisions. When a woman fully accepts herself without bending to others' expectations, she becomes unforgettable. Not because she's perfect, but because she embraces imperfection with pride. And that freedom to be is what makes her truly captivating. But her charm doesn't end there. One of the most beautiful qualities of a mature woman is her ability to live in the now. She isn't stuck in what's behind her, nor anxious about what's ahead. She's learned that life unfolds in the present, and that's where true joy resides. She doesn't postpone happiness waiting for the perfect scenario. She turns simple things into something special. She doesn't need grand occasions to feel grateful, because she's already learned that everyday moments are life's true treasures. Whether it's a light-hearted conversation, a quiet cup of coffee, or a sunset, she knows how to enjoy each moment as if it were one of a kind. That kind of lightness draws people in. Her energy brings peace, and her presence makes others feel at home. She doesn't rush through life, nor is she burdened by anxiety. She moves with the rhythm of life, and that flow is magnetic. Instead of waiting for the perfect time to be happy, she creates the perfect time with what she has. And when someone is lucky enough to share life with a woman like that, they quickly realize that true richness lies in being present. With her around, everything feels simpler, lighter, more alive. If this video helped you see maturity as a source of beauty, wisdom, and strength, leave a like and share it with other women who also need to hear this. That small action helps our message reach those who need it most. Now tell me, what is the quality you value most in your journey so far? Write it in the comments and share with us that strength that is uniquely yours. Because time doesn't erase who you are. It reveals you. And when a woman understands that, she shines in a way that no one can ever dim.